and extend innings. That's what we saw yesterday in that victory in that second game. And then I would just say for the pitching staff, Coach Gasso talked about, we're going to see multiple pitchers being able to pass the torch to one another, being able to throw your own stuff and then hand it off, but no walks. We have seen last weekend the pitchers a little shaky with not only getting ahead, but also letting free passes on the bases. Whenever you knock that out, you see the team respond in kind.
Those are our keys to the game, brought to you by Riverwind Casino. Always a good time. Today's game day weather brought to you by the Trails Golf Club in Norman, where you'll find everything you love about golf and more. It is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous outside right now. Now it's not going to be as you're going to be bringing an absolute sweater or maybe even a hoodie if you're sitting if you're sitting underneath the overhang. But if you're out in the outfield, maybe a little bit down that left field line, you're going to enjoy the sunshine today. Currently, we've got 61 degrees, winds out of the south at 11 miles per hour. We'll reach a high of 65. Those are our weather details brought to you by the Trails Golf Club in Norman, where you'll experience everything you love about golf and more. Kirsten Deal looks in, and the first pitch is in for a strike. It's Oklahoma and Iowa State. And a first pitch at 1:05 p.m. Not too bad. Ooh, it hit her. Came up and in, and it hit Ochoa. That's tough. Tough start. Got it a little up and in, so it hits Ochoa, and we have a runner aboard for Iowa State, and it's the leadoff hitter. Not the ultimate way you want to start the game with a hit by pitch. And that will bring Angelina Allen, the left-handed hitting left fielder, to the plate. Just underway. First pitch, grounded to first. Easy play for Sanders. Thought about second, but will go to the bag, and there's one out.
Effective. That one wasn't squared up from Allen. You get 3 more bounces in. That next runner, she's able to get over to save second safely. Oh, my goodness.
Been around me too long.
I thought about it, too. I was like, do I say that? Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
First pitch, swing and a miss. It's a pull for strike one. It works. Deanna Poole, who has gone the whole way this weekend in right field for Jamie Pinkerton, a runner at second. One away in the top of the first. The pitch outside. Oklahoma looking to improve on the season at 22-1 and get set for what is an always fun trip to Lubbock. The last ever trip the Sooners will likely make to Lubbock as a program. The 1-1 pitch, swinging and a miss, strike two. Though, as I say that, remember there's some early season tournaments every now and then. The Sooners went down to Waco last year. And I do think for the most part, some of those series are going to be fewer and further between with the extra games in the SEC. The 1-2, way up. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Do you ever catch yourself thinking about, man, what is this travel going to be like once Oklahoma goes to the SEC?
Try not to think about it so much. I'm just enjoying my road trips I can still take. Here's the 2-ball, 2-strike pitch to Poole. Boy, that's a really good spot, Mr. Umpire. Ball 3.
I think that's the right call. That one just a little low. See Kinsey Hansen telling Deal, yeah, bring that one up a little bit, and we got her.
Here's the 3-2 pitch from Deal. Boy, that's perfect. Frozen. Cold strike 3, 2 away.
Well, she brought it up. That one. Pretty pitch by Deal, and a good bounce back to minimize that first batter getting on by that hit by pitch. Okay, 2 quick outs.
Alicia Ranchez, the senior shortstop, right-hander, looks to try to help Iowa State do the same thing they did in Game 2 yesterday, jump out early. She takes the first pitch for ball 1. It's Oklahoma and Iowa State. Final game of this 3-game set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss.
That's one thing that you're going to see a lot from Deal. She gets a lot of swings and misses. The lefty with that backdoor curve. That lefty matchup against Iowa State is so good. That's why we saw Kelly get the start. So successful against lefties. Same thing with Deal.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
I mean, are we surprised that she got another one?
She's on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Deal trying to work around the leadoff hit by pitch in a scoreless game here in the top of the first. Crowd comes to life. The 1-2. Just missed up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sooners in their all crimson uniforms with the white Oklahoma across the chest. Several of the ladies deciding to go with the white long sleeve undershirt, white socks, white stirrups.
Chilly in the dugout. That's probably why.
It is in the shade. The 2-2. Oh, what a pitch on the inside corner. Corner looking. Kirsten Gill works around the leadoff hit by pitch. Double as the lefty Rodriguez, Aziza Rodriguez, gets the start for Iowa State. Pickering shows bunt, takes the ball off the inside edge. What we know about Aziza Rodriguez, this is her 5th start of the year. Opponents are hitting .363 against her. Iowa State got a leadoff hit by pitch, and then Deal struck out 2 batters. Here's a line drive to straightaway center field. Ochoa's waiting for it, and there's one away. If the oohs and ahs of the crowd weren't an indication, that ball was smoked on a rope.
We talked about how much we liked the idea of Pickering and Brito being that 1-2 punch for Oklahoma in that lineup. I mean, even though that wasn't out, like, what a statement. Pitch 2 of the game and something squared up hard. As a pitcher, you're like, I gotta get tighter, because you know the lineup only gets tougher with Brito and then Sanders on deck.
First pitch strike to Alyssa Brito. Numbers on Brito: 7 bombs, 22 runs batted in, a total of 14 extra base hits. She has 28 hits on the season. My math tells me 14 extra base hits means half, Eddie. Outside for ball 2. Brito has looked good. Looked good. Saw her lead off in the opener. The Sunday game last week that we shall not talk about. 2 balls and no strikes. All 3, not even close. Are you telling me, Nicole Mendez, you already have your eyes on the Air Comfort Solutions Big 12 scoreboard?
I'm just peeking.
You peeking a score?
I'm just sneaking ahead.
Houston way. Here's the 3-ball, no-strike pitch. That's well outside, ball 4.
Yeah. That one, Rodriguez, you could tell she did not feel comfortable pitching to Brito. All of those pitches, even early on, I don't think it was an intentional walk, but she didn't want to put anything near the zone for Brito. I mean, she has 5 doubles in the last 8 games. Just power alley. That is where she's been living.
Here she goes, .368 average. Sid Sanders, first pitch, in for a strike. There is, again, you don't want to get too carried away with a couple of games, right? You want to try to maintain a little calm, but holy smokes, is she walking with a swagger right now. You can just sense it. The 0-1, and I didn't mean to, check swing, foul ball. She was protecting herself.
And I will say, as a hitter, whenever you have that feeling of that ball looks like a beach ball, I can't miss, take advantage of it, enjoy it, soak it in, because that doesn't happen all the time. And you can carry that momentum far beyond.
0-2, takes it in the dirt. Good eye. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here yesterday, she drove in 7 runs in the 2 games, hit 3 home runs, was 3 for 4 overall, and scored 3 runs. She's in the midst of a 5-game hitting streak. The pitch, low, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And if you're Oklahoma, you are wanting to be disciplined. This is the 3rd time Rodriguez has thrown 2 balls in a row.
Right.
You want to make her come to you.
Boy, she's taken a lot of time. 2 on the pitch clock, 1. She just gets it off, and the off speed is grounded foul. And you mentioned this yesterday. The Sooners are using the pitch watch. Doesn't appear that Iowa State is this weekend. It's like they're going the old school cards. I say old school.
Old school.
It was.
I remember
the Sooners still use cards.
My freshman year, there were teams still using hand signs. There was a lot of teams still using hand signs. Cards were new.
Sanders takes the 2-2 up and away, ball 3. It was a jolt to the system last year when we played Loyola Marymount, and it was the first time I'd ever had the hand signs with the fellow one player on the bench yelling it out for everyone. That was a new thing for me last year. Y'all had fun with that. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brito at first, just underway. Ball 4.
Second walk in a row. She is definitely feeling the pressure. Rodriguez knows how hot those last 2 hitters are. Brito at second, Sanders at first. And you talked about it, Jennings. She doesn't have a hit so far this series, but she is a hitter that is so consistent, you can't hold her down long. I would be surprised if she didn't make some noise today.
Well, you know that if I was over watching the Sooners and Marita Hines take their pregame hacks in the cage, I was keeping a very close eye on the San Pedro,
Making
California native, on Tiare Jennings. And she was focused. You know, Coach told us in the pregame she likes to watch from the front and she likes to kind of see their approach. And JT was working on, I think the best way I could keep this clandestine, just working on one minor adjustment with Tiare Jennings. And as soon as she did it, she hit 2 line drives to the back of the cage.
And she goes, yep, that's it.
Yep, that's good. Threw her hands up and felt good about it. 397 average for Tiare. Looking for her first hit of the weekend. First and second, 1 out, first pitch. A little low.
That's one thing I love about JT as a hitting coach. He doesn't try to feed you too much. But you're swinging, he's like, hey, just try out this one little thing. And it's just a minor adjustment, but he knows each girl's swing so well.
1-0, way outside, got away from the catcher. Brito got a good jump. She's off to third. Sanders takes off to second. Marin thought about throwing down to second, did. But Sanders was nowhere near close to being retired. So, if anything, the starting second baseman today, Nosan, had to jump in front of that and make sure that Brito didn't take an extra bag.
Yeah, Sanders a little late on that break, and you see Coach looking at her like, hey, get there. But it was all good. The throw was wide, and she's safe.
2-0 is up high, ball 3. Holston Tax Resolution and Accounting bring you our opponent outlook. Your tax problems don't care who you are, but we do. This is an Iowa State team that I went back over the history. Seemingly every year there's a game like the first game yesterday against this team.
Yeah.
Here's the 3-2. That's in for a strike. All right, that breaks some kind of streak. They're going to rule that a pass ball, by the way, not a wild pitch. Ouch, Marin. Sorry about that. It's a 3-1 count. Tiare hammers this one deep to right center field, and it's long gone. Tiare with an absolute blast over the right field wall, and the Sooners start fast. It's 3-0 Oklahoma. Whatever adjustment they made this morning, JT Gasso worked his magic, and Tiare Jennings made it happen. Wow, what a shot.
Oklahoma, start fast, stay hot. Tiare Jennings, I didn't quite say the words home run, so I wonder if it counts, but I did say I wouldn't be surprised if she makes some noise. Does that count?
That counts. 266 career hits for Tiare Jennings. She's now tied with one of my all-time faves, Kelly Bryce, for 8th on OU's all-time hit list. So congratulations to Tiare Jennings. Home runs this season brought to you by the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. First pitch to Ella Parker is in for a strike. On the season for Tiare Jennings, that would be home run number 7, ties her for the team lead. RBI 23, 24, and 25. Parker watches that one skip to the backstop. Let's continue to talk about the incredible career of Tiare Jennings. That is her 80th career home run. And now 25 runs batted in? Yep. 270 runs batted in her career. Parker takes the 1-1 high.
Okay.
That's a great start.
I tease all the time about JT, but I mean, we were just talking about what he does as a hitting coach and just how he's really been able to elevate. I mean, proof is in the pudding.
Is ripped back up the middle. A single by Ella Parker that Rodriguez, if she didn't avoid, might have been out for a little bit. That thing was coming back harder than it was sent in. And that might be it. Jamie Pinkerton is out, and already frustrated Rodriguez makes her way back towards the dugout. And Lauren Sherman will check into pitch. This surprised you a little bit?
I'm really surprised.
Correct. That's how there's just no way. I think this is the first.
I do think, though, you're starting to see softball players from states that you didn't see a couple years ago. As a result, again, I'm going to always go back to this. The game has grown so much in the last 5 years, in the last 10 years. So much more talent is coming out of all these different places because of that.
First pitch to Jada, shows a bunt. Runner goes. Parker safe by a mile. Jada showed a bunt, and she took ball 1, but she swung. Yeah, I was going to say she tried to bunt when she realized that she had missed the bunt. Almost it looked like Nicole to protect her runner. A very late swing. Parker steals the bag.
What she was trying to do there was just a bunt and miss. Try to draw in the corners. Try to draw second base over to first to cover. Just freeze that shortstop before covering. Make her stop in her tracks for just a step.
Here's the 1-1. Coleman takes ball 2, low and away. So Rodriguez, a third of an inning. She's responsible for, Parker standing at second base. The 2-1. A little bit up, ball 3.
Good discipline by Jada.
It's a hard pitch to lay off of, isn't it?
Yeah, I was looking at that one and I was like, that looks tempting, especially as a lefty, something a little elevated. Jada Coleman thrives that pitch far often. It's tempting.
The 3-1. She pops this one deep to left field at the wall. It's caught. Allen back against the red wall, makes the catch, and there's 2 away.
I mean, she drove that one. They went right back to that spot again. You add 8 more feet, and that's over.
Sherman 3 1/3 in game 1 yesterday. 5 hits, gave up all 4 of the Sooners' runs. 2 walks, did not strike out a hitter. Here's Kinsey Hansen. The first pitch to the Sooner catcher is right down the middle, strike 1. She took a little bit off
speed.
Yeah.
I noticed that not just from Sherman, but Rodriguez. I didn't see a ton of off speeds yesterday from Iowa State. Starting to see a little bit more today just in this first inning.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 hits so far for the Sooners. A 3-run homer from Tiare Jennings. And the 1-out single with Parker, single with Parker, who advanced to second on a stolen base. 1-1 swing and a miss. Hansen chased the rise.
Sherman's going to have to be careful with that pitch. It's the one that Jada Coleman knocked all the way out to the warning track. Kinsey Hansen swung and miss.
1-2, foul tip. Inning over. Carly Spellhog will lead things off for the Iowa State Cyclones in the top of the second inning. The Oklahoma Sooners lead at 3-0. Sooner softball presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Today's game sponsors are our OU Community Cornerstone partners, Fowler Auto Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you. First pitch to the right-handed hitting Spellhog from Kirsten Deal, swing and a miss. 0 for 5 on the series so far for Spellhog. She's just 1 for her last 8. They're having a 4-game hitting streak. They had a 5-game hitting streak come to an end here yesterday. The 0-1 misses high, 1-1. Great crowd here today. Appreciate everyone that has made Sooner softball and the debut couple weekends of Love's Field so incredible. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Deal. Popped up, shallow right field. Boone fighting the sun. Gets the glove up, makes the catch.
I mean,
1 away.
That is tough. You saw her. I mean, this is an earlier game than what Oklahoma is typically used to. And this sun is just peeking right into the eyes of Riley Boone. You could see it all the way up until it landed in her glove. She had no idea where that was. She was trying to track it, trying to blink the eyes, see the ball come out of the sun.
First pitch to Ashley Minor. Misses outside, ball 1. 3-0 Sooners on a 3-run first inning home run from Tiare Jennings. The pitch clock is at 0 right now. It didn't even restart. The 1-0 pitch is popped up behind home plate. Hansen doesn't even take her mask off to make the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, that's one thing umpires are going to have to get used to, resetting that clock every single time, being able to keep an eye out who's going to be able to keep track of it. And yeah. I think later on we're going to see coaches start to designate some of their players that are in the bench to identifying, okay, here's the 10-second.
Yep.
You're at the 3-second. Make sure you're calling it out.
Marin takes strike 1.
Because they might not, if you're an umpire, you might not call it the first time or maybe the first 2 times. Mm-hmm. But if you have the other dugout saying, time's up, time's up, time's up, and it's consistently going that way, you're going to have to call it.
Here's the 0-1 up high. So the push, too, is that it's not being phrased or deemed as a pitch clock. It's being called an action clock. So you decide which way you want to go with it. Here's the 1 ball, 1 strike pitch, because it's absolutely a pitch clock. Couldn't check her swing. Strike 2. But there's also the hitter has to be in the batter's box by 10. So,
and I think that's why they put in that word action instead of pitcher, to be able to say, well, the action can't happen. If the action doesn't happen before the time runs out, then something, one way or another, is going to be penalized.
1-2 is out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sooners defense, solid. Brito at third, Jennings at short, Hodge at second, Sanders at first. The battery of Deal and Hanson. Pickering in left, Coleman in center. Riley Boone in sunny right field. The 2-2. Got it. Swing it. Inning over. What a start for Kirsten Deal. After the leadoff hit by pitch, she's retired 6-0. Don't know if we've ever had a check-in from there. Friend Kelly Lyons, dug down in Hockley, Texas. Keeping us up to date. Sooners baseball rolling 5-zip in the bottom of the fourth. Hodge lays down a beautiful bunt. Iowa State was ready. Charging, making the play, and the throw is minor, and there's one away.
My mom also checked in. She said hi.
Wow. Cole's mom. It's a little weird, even though, let's see, your last year was 21, because seeing your dad and your mom, family everywhere, it is still a little weird.
They came down for the opener on Friday last week, and they were just in awe. They loved it.
Here's Riley Boone. First pitch to Boone. She swings and hammers it foul down the left field line. I think that's been the overall reaction to everyone that is seeing this place is just awe.
I wish we would have gotten first reaction videos.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see that.
0-1, line drive, laser, left center field. It's down, up the alley, to the wall. Off to the races goes Riley Boone. She slides in with a one-out double. The crowd chants Boone.
I texted Riley Boone yesterday a video that I caught of her home run, and I was like, dude, you are unreal. She goes, I might bunt tomorrow. I said, don't you dare.
Here's Cassidy Pickering. Pickering kind of looked down towards the first base coach's box before she dug in and takes the first pitch a little out. Speaking of check-ins, Mary Lou Pickering is listening in all the way from Willow Creek, Montana. They got a group of friends that are tuned in, so thank you guys for checking out Cassidy and this incredible squad and finding us as the 0-1 pitch is in for a strike. I'm sorry, the 1-0 pitch is in for a strike, 1-1. All right, let me tell you what's happening here. The scoreboard throws me off because where they are on the day, which Pickering is 0-for-1 with a line out to center, is right above the count. The 1-1 pitch misses outside, 2-1. So more than I normally do, I'll look up and I'll see 0-1. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the count. It's what they are on the day. Nobody here has my back on this one, I guess.
I don't know, Chris.
2-1 is popped up foul behind home plate.
You see at the very bottom of the scoreboard,
yeah,
those
I know,
little
but
dots that are filled in.
I know, but when I look up, I see the first thing I see is the
you
massive
see the 0-1.
And I'm like,
today the count is 0-1.
Right, and the problem
Yes.
for me is I'm like Ron Burgundy, and I see it and I read it. 2-2, Pickering reaches to stay alive. You've been keeping an eye on a lot of softball across college softball. Our Big 12 scoreboard update brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions. Texas has played at 3 in the top of the fifth. They've opened up a 6-2 lead on Houston, trying to win that series. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second is Boone. 3-0 Sooners. We're in the second. The pitch to Cassidy. Going away. Oklahoma State and Baylor. The other game that has a rubber match, if you will, today. Runs have been at a premium in Waco. Last check, they were scoreless in the fourth. Grounder left side, cut off by Ranchez. Long throw. No, she beat it out. Infield single for Cassidy Pickering. Ranchez had to go in the hole towards the third base side.
Pickering.
That's a tough play on anyone.
Showing off a little bit of her speed. I mean, again, like you said, that ball was hit deep into the 5-6, but we've seen what Ranchez has done yesterday. She had several great plays. Without the speed of Pickering, you don't get there.
No. First and second for Brito. First pitch, low and in, ball one. Brito walked and then was able to walk home on a 3-run home run by TRA Jennings. Now she's looking to blow this game open.
So it's nice whenever you don't have to do the whole sprint around the bases thing.
Shows a bunt, takes a strike. Everyone was moving around. Patty Gasso looks to second.
She wants Boone to get a bigger lead on that one. Whenever there's a bunt play, shortstop, they crash in. Second base, they go to cover first. Second base is left wide open. Only defender really to cover that is the center fielder. She's pretty deep.
1-1 is up high, 2-1. I'm telling you what, Sherman is cutting it close with the pitch clock. They're starting that activity clock now. So we're at 12. She's not on the rubber yet. She's still not on the rubber.
That should be a ball right there.
The 2-1 pitch in the dirt, ball 3. See, I wasn't aware that the pitcher had to be in the rubber at 10. That makes a lot more sense.
I thought it was just 20 total, and the batter had to get in at 10, but it's 10 and 10.
10. That's perfect. I like that better. 3-1 pitch. Brito had a big cut, swing and a miss.
Big oohs and ahs from the crowd on that one.
Brito's hitting with runners in scoring position this season, .688.
That up pitch from Sherman has been the one that we've seen all three of her swing and misses come on.
Full count pitch, ripped down the third baseline, foul.
More oohs and ahs.
MidFirst Bank is a premier partner of OU Athletics and your exclusive home for the OU debit and credit card. Great partners of the Sooners. MidFirst.com/Sooners for details. Check it out, member FDIC. Full count to Brito. How about a Brito bomb here? The pitch. Ooh, instead it's a Brito strikeout. Something you rarely see. That pitch up. You're right, Nicole.
It's that elevated pitch. I think we're going to see Sherman mix that in a lot more, especially she didn't really throw it at all until that second half of that first inning. Started peppering it in more, saw the swings and misses, and I'm sure they're like, hey, if it's working, let's just keep going there.
Sanders walked her last time up. First pitch to Sid, stays up high, ball 1. The walk to Sanders, who was in the 3-hole for the first time in a minute, was her 13th walk of the season, which leads the team. Here's the 1-0. That ball dropped low. 2 balls and no strikes. 3-0 Sooners. We're in the bottom of the second inning. 3 runs on 4 hits. One of those, a 3-run home run from TRA Jennings. Here's the 2-0. Stays up. Strike 1.
Floated in there. So it's really the 2 pitches that if you are a Sooner that you kind of have to keep an eye out for, protect yourself against that off speed. It's low and floaty, and then that rise ball that just hard to lay off of.
2 balls and a strike. The pitch that stays up. A little more juice. 3-1. Not saying, I'm just saying. You walk Sanders here. TRA Jennings' home runs tend to come in bunches. She's already hit 1 today. I don't think I would be wanting to face her with the bases loaded, that's for sure. The 3-1. There's the strike, full count. So everyone gets a jump start here, which means you already have great speed on the bases. But if Sanders is able to get anything in the alleys, right center, left center field, could be a 5-zip game, yeah. Here's the 3-2. Inside, ball 4, bases loaded for TRA Jennings. Spellog at first thought it was strike 3. She started making her way towards the dugout and then barked at our home plate umpire. Good job by Sid on selling that a little bit with the turn.
Yeah, that one tight deal. She got a strike call on that one, but I do think that inside pitch to righties, outside pitch to lefties, that corner has been a little bit inconsistent. There's been several pitches, sometimes back-to-back, where one's a strike, one's a ball, and I can't really tell too much of a difference.
Here's the first pitch to Tiare, and it's outside, ball one. 3-run home run out of here by Tiare Jennings to right center field, her last time up. Ella Parker waits on deck. Jennings looking to add to her 3-zip Sooner lead. She takes ball 2 just a little bit up. That's again a pretty good spot. And as you would expect, Marin going to go out and chat with her young righty. Iowa State's going to get someone this year. I don't know who it is. They always play Baylor tough. They've been really good in their third games against teams, the Sunday games. They've played Oklahoma State incredibly tough over the last few years. I mean, Kelly Maxwell, what does she have, 3 losses to Iowa State in her career?
I feel like Iowa State was always that team that they would always sneak a win, and the win that they would sneak, it would be something to determine, okay, whoever wins, whoever loses, that's the champion of the Big 12 regular season. Like, they would be the team to sneak that. But I feel like there's a couple more factors with additions of new teams. That one, another off-speed inside to Jennings.
Yeah, Kelly Maxwell, 4-2. Well, now 5-2 against Iowa State in her career. 2 balls and a strike. Bases loaded. 2 outs for Jennings. The pitch up high, ball 3.
Iowa State's going to sneak one. U of H, they snuck theirs early. Game 1, day 1 of Big 12. Wouldn't be surprised if we see UCF sneak something too.
3-1 pitch. Big cut. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Yeah, UCF's going to beat some teams this year too. By the way, speaking of Texas, that game moves to the top of the 6th in Houston. 6-2 the Horns lead it. Baylor has just taken a 1-zip lead over Oklahoma State and threatening in the 3rd. 3-2 to Jennings. Slow roller to 3rd. Nice job making the play as Minor throws to 1st, and that'll do it for the Sooners, who strand the bases loaded as we head to the 3rd inning. Mendez, I'm Chris Plank. 3-0 Sooners as OU strands the bases loaded in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Good job in getting those scoring opportunities, but one of your keys in the pregame, Nicole, 2-out hits. The Sooners could have used one there.
Yeah, I mean, bases loaded. You really can't leave them stranded like that. If you're Oklahoma, that is the conversion. Just get one, right? And I think whenever you look back on some of Oklahoma's games and the ones that the games were a little bit closer than you thought they would have been, you look at the runners left on base, and the number is so high, so high. I think that's something as they get to be able to settle into conference, have time to practice, you'll see that number go down, but
first pitch to Isabel Nosan, who gets her first start of the weekend, is a little bit up. Ball 1 from Kirsten Deal.
That's something that they're for sure going to be working on.
3-0 Sooners. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. 1 ball and no strikes. Tried to check her swing. I don't think she did. Strike 1, 1-1. We're getting there with Love's Field. There's still some areas they're going to work on. If I was understanding some of the pecking order stuff, they want to finish out the press box, get some of the 2 sweet areas taken care of too, which are pretty incredible. The 1-1 is up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Team areas, what are we hearing about? Mid-April for everything, they hope, if not a little bit beforehand. Starting to see a lot of progress being made. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And I'll add this. If you're coming Tuesday, probably won't see much that's going to change. But after Tuesday, after the doubleheader Tuesday, the Sooners are on the road for a week and a half. So there'll be an opportunity to get a lot of work done.
You know what we will see? A light show Tuesday.
That's right, 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss, the 3rd, 4th K for Kirsten Deal. There's 1 away for Wardlow. Strikeouts this year brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union, Oklahoma's largest credit union. Here's Olivia Wardlow. Got a hit off Kelly Maxwell on Friday. Earned the start, went 0 for last night in game 2. DP, swing and a miss. I say she earned the start. She had started as the DP, but played second base in game 2. So I'm not minimizing her impact. She's been a fairly regular part of this Iowa State lineup as the 0-1 pitch misses up and away. This is her 18th start in now 22 games for the Cyclones. 23rd game of the season for the Sooners. You ready to play one of my favorite games, Nicole?
I love your games, Chris Plank.
Here we go. The 1-1 is lined to center field. Jada Coleman is perfectly positioned for out number 2. All right, here we go. Without looking.
Oh, gosh.
There are 5 Sooners who have started every game so far this year. 5. All right, wait, hold on. Let me do my number again. Hold on. It's less. It is 3. 3 Sooners have started every game.
Brito, Jennings, Coleman.
Brito, Jennings, Coleman. Close. Jennings, Coleman, boom. First pitch to Ochoa is lined into right center field. It's down for a hit. Coleman cuts it off, fakes a big throw in, and then just lobs it in for out. First hit of the game for Iowa State.
I was close. I thought about Boone, but I wasn't sure. I think sometimes whenever she switches back between left and right, in my head I'm like, oh, where is she? And then, oh, there she is. That was close.
Brito has only missed 1 start. It's the
Did Torres start at third?
Torres did start at third. The first pitch to Angelina Allen is away. Ball 1. Allen grounded out to Sid Sanders on the first pitch she saw in the top of the first inning. Alyssa Brito was missing from the first game of our trip to Lake Charles. 1-0 pitch is pop foul off the netting. And there was quite the concern. Everyone was nice and calm that Brito wasn't in the starting lineup. She wasn't feeling well. She went back, stayed at the hotel, rested up, then came back for the nightcap. I want to say hit a home run. Here's the 1-1 to Angelina Allen. 3-zip Sooners. Deal trying to work around a 2-hit single to Ochoa and misses high. 2 balls and a strike. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Sooners. The single by Ochoa, the first base runner for Iowa State since the first inning when she was hit by a pitch. Broke a string of 8 straight retired. Pop-up, shallow left field. Racing out is Tiare Jennings to make the catch. Inning over. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Oklahoma 3, Iowa State. You were playing. She was,
itty-bitty.
what, like 7, 8 years old?
How old is she now? 14?
She's 15.
15?
We are turning
She driving?
16. Yep, we're
Oh,
driving.
my goodness.
We're learning how to drive. I don't know if I would call what she does driving. Ella Parker lines one down the third baseline fair. Cut off before it gets to the corner. That won't stop Parker. Head for slide safe at second base. It's a leadoff double and a 2-hit day for Ella Parker. That line drive had eyes, Nicole Mendez.
Man, Ella Parker, the 2 freshmen in the lineup have been so good in the way that they've transitioned into this lineup. It's been so seamless. I don't feel like there's been any moment where you're waiting around and you're like, I don't know. It has been seamless.
Jada Coleman lined out to left, or I should say flew out to deep left field her first time up. Called strike, and Jada immediately points to the dugout and wants something different. Is it a batting glove? Oh, she didn't have her
call card.
Never a call card on, and she just dropped her batting glove. Now she's got to find it.
Jada Coleman. Hey, Kinsey Hansen out here really working for her teammates.
Kinsey was
literally gave her the call card off of her arm.
Pulled it
Here
off
you go.
her arm and said, here. Things you love to see. 0-1.
Is that what Coach Gasso says?
Misses outside. Probably not.
I just see her hanging on to her call card, Coach Gasso, waving it around. Hasn't used it yet, but just in case.
Parker stands at second. OU looking to add to its 3-zip lead as the 1-1 pitch misses out.
And I was thinking about that outside corner to Coleman. A couple of those pitches I feel like Deal has gotten, but I think the difference is Deal's gotten them on righties. This is against a lefty. And sometimes whenever you are an umpire, that look of you have the batter standing in, you see where that hard line is versus at lefty, there's just open space. Sometimes it's hard for them to be able to tell the difference. In lefty versus righty, you'll see that change just a little bit.
Ball 4. First time today that Jada's reached. You guys are all over today. Ginny and Sandy have checked in on their way to Boston. Matt and Banjo are in Banjo's backyard. Jimmy Akers on patrol in Medicine Park, Oklahoma. Have you been to Medicine Park?
You know, that was one of the places that was on my bucket list. I made a bucket list of 10 places. I think I got 8 of them. That was one I didn't go.
Hanson misses up and in ball 1. Debbie and J.O. in Montezuma. Kent and Melissa Goff listening in Fayetteville. Tim and Mary in Waikiki. Rub it in. Miss Jane Jetson down in Dallas. Joe Stills at Mitchell Park watching the Sooners. Let's get an update on that baseball game as Hanson takes the 1-0 pitch low, ball 2. Oh, you looking for the sweep over not just Iowa State here in softball, but UCF on the way for baseball. And boy, that pitch wasn't even close. Ball 3 way up. The internet is not cooperating with me when I need it to in a timely fashion here. All I want is a baseball score.
Did they win last night?
They did. Swept them. 3-0. Ball 4. Ooh.
And again, okay, that one was called a strike, low and in on that inside corner to Kinsey Hansen. That was not called a strike against Jada Coleman. I think it's because of that lefty-righty. You have that fine line that umpire's able to see where that play ends.
6-1 Sooners baseball, top of the 6th inning down at Mitchell Park.
They've been doing good this year.
Fire. 3-1 pitch is hammered. Deep to left field and long gone. Oh, baby, what a shot off the bat of Kinsey Hansen. A no-doubter. Launched into the left field bleachers at Love Stadium. And it's 6-0 Sooners on a blast from the captain. We haven't had one of those off the bat in Hansen territory in a couple days.
That's it? Just a couple days?
Seems like a long time when it comes to K9. Wow.
That was nice.
3-run home runs.
Just think, though, that home run wouldn't have happened if that umpire didn't call that pitch a strike. That would have been a walk.
Yep.
I bet you right now Iowa State was saying, just kidding, don't call it a strike, we'll take the walk.
Hodges 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. First pitch to the left-handed hitting second baseman is high for a ball. Hodge at 250 on the season. Has scored 9 runs with her 5 hits. Like to start a rally here, but takes the 1-0 for strike 1. Boone slated to hit next. Tim and Mary Gentry in Waikiki. That one's just still resonating, Tim Gentry. Got to rub that in. Today's like a Hawaiian getaway. The 1-1 is outside 2-1.
Riley Boone's actually warming up in the on-deck circle with a weighted bat. So that barrel is non-existent. It's a stick, and then at the very, very end where the sweet spot is, that's where all the weight is in that bat. It's creating better bat whip.
2-1 is lined over the leaping Miner's head into left field. It's the 6th hit of the season for Avery Hodge. as she goes the opposite way and dumping one into left field on the green grass.
I don't know if I saw this right, but I think Avery Hodge was saying that hit was finger licking good. I saw her look into the dugout and lick each finger.
Here's Riley Boone, and it looks like Jamie Pinkerton is going to make another change here. He's talking with Brad Newton, our home plate umpire. 6-0 Sooners. Or is he? They've made the indication. Yeah, here we go. And it's who Nicole Mendez thought we might see more of today in Tatum Johnson. Lefty out of Chino Hills.
I don't know why she wouldn't have thrown earlier.
And a player that has a dual role on this team. Solid here to try to slow the bleeding after a no-out single from Avery Hodge. Leadoff double from Parker, a walk to Coleman, 3-run home run from Hanson. And here's Avery Hodge's single, and here's Riley Boone as the warm-ups are over. Pitching changes brought to you by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Nicole Mendez, I'm Chris Plank. 6-0 Sooners. We're only in the bottom of the third inning. Still a long way to go. So hang with us, Kayla, down in Hereford, Texas. The Lees listening as they drive back to Cedar Park, Texas. Don Edwards from Prue, Oklahoma today. Mickey and Nikki in Sugarland, Texas. Tina Kay in Edmond, Lynn and Kathleen in Norman. Ron, Tracy, and Cheyenne checking in from McAllister. They have a question. You know, questions can answer. So here's Boone. First pitch. Thought about it. Takes the ball low. Nicole, who do you think is the fastest on the team? Riley, Avery, or Jada?
I think neither. Hannah Cord.
Okay. An upset. The 1-0 is in for a strike. 1-1. Boone doubled and was stranded at third in the second inning. She bats here with a runner at first and nobody out in the bottom of the third, and the Sooners up 6-0. 6 hits for the Sooners, 2 of those home runs. A 1-1, little out, 2 balls and a strike. Glad you brought up her swinging with the weighted bat.
I mean, it worked out in their favor too with Johnson. She has an up pitch, but most of her pitches are going to be down, tumbling off of the zone.
2-1. Low runner got a late jump. Hodge, though, slides in under the tag. She's safe. Stolen base. Avery Hodge.
That was a nice job by Hodge getting in there quick, because that was a quick tag applied.
First home run, our first stolen base of the season for
That's
Hodge.
so surprising to me.
I know. There's a strike on the 3-1 full count. Sooners are now 29 of 31 on stolen base opportunities this year. 2 for 2 here today. It puts Hodge at second. And now a full count to Riley Boone. Bounce to the right side. Nice job on the short hop by Nassen. Throws to first and just gets Boone 1 away. Moves that potential 7th Sooner run to third base. You know, Shalisa asks a good question, and it's one that you've been investigating. This year's home run celebration, which just started, it seems, yesterday. The wave behind the head, the point. You got any insight?
I don't, but you know what? I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
We were trying to bug Ryan Wondrasik about it using hand signals, and I don't think he was following. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's like, what is this crazy person asking? Yeah, Trey Linda Kerr had asked.
I think he thought I was asking if the ball was high. He goes, yeah. Just raises his hand above his head, gives me a thumbs up. I was like, yeah, close.
Close. Pickering's 1 for 2 on the day, has her season average up to .455. A line out to center in the first, and then a single in the second. Though much like Boone, she was stranded. Hodge is at third with 1 out. The pitch in the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And in the box, Pickering, she's starting with her hands a little bit lower, a little bit deeper into her stance. Johnson's ball, sometimes she'll have control issues. It'll skip just like that last one, but it drops off quick. So you want to make sure your hands are in that good position.
Hard hit ball deep to center field. It's over the head of Ochoa and to the wall. Off to second is Pickering, safe. Underneath the tag, it's an RBI double. And the freshman throws her arms to her side as if to say, look at this. Look at this. A 2-hit day for Pickering. And Oklahoma's lead is 7-zip. They're knocking on the door. They're knocking on the door of run rule territory. Here's Alyssa Brito.
It's about that time. We're getting to those innings.
Pickering's RBI.
And I
is
just
their
saw
17th of the season.
Jen Rocha start to hand out some rally gummies. She is a rally gummy bear person.
Oh. This is new. I wasn't aware of this.
She's sneaky with it.
First pitch to Brito. Big cut. Missed it, strike one. Brito, a strikeout victim in the second, walked and scored a run in the first, and she's going to go talk to Patty Gasso. Dallas is out and about getting groceries. He's checked in. Jim and him in Water Island, St. Thomas. True to OU is here today. Bob's in Holland, Iowa. Cornelius is checking in from Colgate on the way home to Idabel to celebrate the Lady Warriors winning the state championship. First time in school history. They beat my beloved Washington Warriors. Fell last night.
Warriors fell.
Let me tell you something. This Beller girl that plays for Washington, she's something else. Congratulations, Cornelius. That's awesome. Aaron's in Midland, listening in with his wife. That ball skips before the plate to the backstop. Off to third goes Pickering.
There's a bit of those control issues we talked about with Johnson. That one bounced halfway to the plate. Just rolled up the arm.
Close.
Yeah.
One ball and one strike. Tim Jones had my back. Said announcers have to adjust to the new stadium too. That's right. Here's the 1-1. Brito takes one right down the middle. One ball and two strikes. She kind of bent back, took a little time on that one.
One of those where you're just like, oh, can't believe I just took that.
One ball, two strikes. Pickering at third, 7-0 Sooners. The pitch, the 1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2-2. Got away, but not far enough from Marin to warrant any opportunity for Pickering to score from third.
Pickering teased a little bit.
She thought about it. Came back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brito waits. The pitch. Called strike 3. Brito can't believe it. A little up, but you don't see that happen very much, if at all, with Oklahoma Sooner softball. A game with 2 strikeouts from Alyssa Brito. Here's Sanders. Walked both times, which means now it's time for her to hit one to the moon. Here's the first pitch to Sanders. Hammered. Hammered. Way out of here to right center field and long gone. Oh, Sid Sanders, stay hot. It's 9-0 Sooners. Hello, run rule territory. Sanders, an absolute bomb over the right center field wall. And Oklahoma has opened up a 9-zip lead here in the third.
Chris Plank, you are so good at calling home runs. What? What?
It kind of helps when they hit as many as they do.
Sid Sanders.
Wow. That was so deep.
I think that 6 home runs in the last 9 games.
6 home runs in the last 9 games. She is up to, 8 home runs on the season. She is now at 20 runs batted in. And here's Alina Torres. Patty Gasso will start working the bench a little bit. They said they wanted to get a lot of pitchers, a lot of fielders in today, so we'll see what happens going forward with the 9-zip lead now. Here's Alina Torres. First pitch to the Arizona State transfer, though. When you've been here for a year, as she takes strike one, you kind of shed that, right?
You're no longer really a transfer.
Right. Paige Lowry, after 17, wasn't a Missouri transfer. She was ours. G. Juarez wasn't an Arizona State transfer.
A lot of ASU transfers.
Notice that. The 0-1 is in for a strike 0-2. Neener, once she came here, she was no longer an Auburn transfer. So year two, this is...
Year two, you're
here.
You're solid.
1 home run, 8 runs batted in for
Brito was
Torres.
a transfer.
That's true. 0-2 is outside 1 and 2. And remember, when Brito transferred here, it's, first of all, we got to get Brandon and his family, which was win number 1. But win number 1A was the fact that she just wasn't given a spot. You know, she came here and started playing outfield to get in the lineup. 1-2, Torres stays alive and fouls it back. Not to make Alina Torres is bad about Alyssa Brito, but same for Torres, right? She came here and has battled, taking advantage of every opportunity.
I've been seeing her get quite a few starts at second base. Things are starting to look like they're settling down.
Here's the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Headed home. Good cut, fouled it straight back.
We talked about 2-out hits. How's that for Sid Sanders?
No,
Brito strikes out, gets to 2 outs. Sanders says, don't worry, I got you. Let me just launch this one because Chris Plank called it.
Felt good. I mean, she was hitting ropes in practice this morning. The 1-2, that's out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're only in the third. It's 9-0 Sooners. Two balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Let's start a little 2-out rally here. This is about 12-13-0. Ball 3. Well, I'm really being greedy right now. I better just settle down.
Let's get greedy, Chris Plank.
Ooh. I wanted to show my history that I had looked up today about how there is always one game in this series, one game a year that is always a little bit too close for comfort. And then the next 2 games are usually absolute blowouts. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Popped up, shallow right field, falling fast. Just out of the reach of Nosan, the second baseman. A 2-out single for Alina Torres. And the Sooners have batted around in the third.
She has really turned on her bat. Starting to see her get more comfortable. Yesterday, a couple of nice ropes down that right field area.
Ella Parker started this inning with a leadoff double. She scored on Kinsey Hansen's 3-run home run. First pitch to start things out. Headed home. Low, ball 1. Parker is 2 for 2 on the day. Has her season average up to 429. Here's the 1-0. She hit that hard and foul. So, Oklahoma's winning streak over Iowa State. Do you know how many straight games OU's? Oh, you're looking at the notes. 50 straight games for the Sooners over Iowa State.
Can't play the game this time.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever won the game yet.
Cheat. Here's the 1-1, up high, 2-0. The last time that Iowa State beat Oklahoma was April 22nd of 2006. They haven't won in Norman since April of 2003. But there's been some tight, good games.
Always.
Here's the 2-1. swung and absolutely destroyed to left center field. A no-doubter off the bat of the freshman Ella Parker. It's a homer party at Love's Field. And Ella Parker airplanes into home plate. It's 11-0 Sooners. How about a 3-hit day from the freshman?
Oh, man. Oh, man. My first impression of Ella Parker is whenever she was about to come into Oklahoma. It was her senior year. She played at an all-star game, East versus West at PGF. Tiare Jennings was a coach for the game. Excuse me, it was Alliance.
Yep.
And Ella Parker hit the game-winning home run, and there's this picture of Tiare Jennings giving Ella Parker as a coach as she's rounding round third. And I asked Jennings about it. She said, I cannot wait to have her on this same team. I can't wait to play with her. She's been so fun to watch. Oh, no, they got the loss. They're not happy. They're back.
Ralston on Saturday. We got rain down on Friday, played 2 on Saturday. 2 2/3. Didn't allow a hit or a run. Struck out 3 and walked 3, which is why I'm kind of surprised that Jamie waited this long to go to her, but I guess it makes sense. Protect her a little bit. Uncle Bill and Mimi are tuned in as Mimi recovers from knee replacement surgery. Sooner Yaya on the way back to Northwest Oklahoma City. There's my man Mark Worley. Christy McMurphy wants to know if there's any updates on how your dog has done.
My dog passed away.
Oh, my gosh. Well, she was here?
Dolly? Oh, the other dog.
Oh, my gosh. The dog you brought with you that...
The dog that pooped.
Right. On geez. My goodness. I felt like just the worst person on the... Christy McMurphy, like, throwing me under the bus. The dog that you brought down that had an accident on... Jeez, Rob.
I am...
My goodness. You mean my grandpa
I'm
that passed away?
pleased to say Bingo has been accident-free.
Good.
Oh, my goodness.
I was like, whoa, that took a dark turn. First pitch to Hannah Core, who will pinch hit. I mean, all they did was have an accident on the rug, Nicole.
Gosh.
Don't be confused.
I need to get myself together.
Don't be confused by the 143 batting average for Hannah Core. She's hit the ball hard this year. She takes strike 1. My dog had pried open a part of the fence and made his way out. I still don't know how, to be honest with you. 1-1 pitch is low and away, 2-1.
Just that desperate to skedaddle, huh?
Has everything going for him, and he just can't wait to get out. I've never understood that about animals.
You're like, hey, this is great, is it not?
Isn't this awesome? No. Line drive foul down the right field line. When you can't be at the game, Sooner Sports TV has you covered on the air and online at Soonersports.tv. Sooner Sports TV, presented by our cornerstone partners, Anheuser-Busch and OU Health. And listen to coverage of NCAA championships on the Varsity Network app, powered by Learfield. Fans can hear Westwood One's exclusive national championship coverage, along with most school broadcasts are a multicast option. That's only on the Varsity Network app, available for free in the App Store. Core lines one down the right field line, foul.
He's got 2 nice foul balls.
It's a good sign, hitting the ball hard. You will be hard-pressed to find somebody who wants to see Hannah Core succeed, outside of maybe her parents, more than I do. I think she's got a chance to be a big-time contributor. Big time. She hits this one down the first baseline, bounces off the first baseman. It's a race. Core out. Looked like Core might have beat it for a moment, but good job by Spellhog to get back to the bag. What a third inning. Oklahoma puts 8 on the board. Right-hander who will get the call out of the pen with Oklahoma up 11-0. How about that third inning, Nicole Mendez?
How about them Cowboys?
8 runs on the board in the third inning for the Sooners. Home runs from Sanders, Hanson, and then Ella Parker.
I mean, I'm just looking and it's hard hit, hard hit, hard hit, hard hit, hard hit, walk, hard hit, hard hit.
Here's the new look Sooner defense around Monticelli. Outside of seeing S.J. Guerin this weekend, who I bet she comes in to pitch the fifth, we've seen everyone, right? Officially now, because Maya had played a little outfield yesterday too. So Bland's in right, Coors in center, and Ella Parker is out in left field. How about that? Torres at third, Hodge at short, Lilio at second, Sid Sanders at first, a battery of Riley Ludlam and Peyton Monticelli. There are so many changes that the umpire is coming back to the Sooner dugout.
I think Sanders is the only one
She is.
That's not new. It's literally a whole new
everyone is
defense.
new. This is awesome. Now, Jamie Pinkerton wants clarity as to who's in for who.
He's like, wait,
Listen, Jamie, it's 11-0.
8 new players?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 8 new players. Patty Gasso's the best, you guys. This
and
is
you know
awesome.
she loved doing that too.
Right.
She loved doing that.
Not to complicate or confuse Jamie, but to give Sooner players an opportunity like this. Here's the first pitch from Monticelli, a little low, ball 1. Now to focus on the new Sooner pitcher. Pitching change is brought to you by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Peyton Monticelli, 10 and a third so far this year, 5 hits, 14 strikeouts, 5 walks, fouled it straight back. 11s are wild today, Nicole Mendez. Bottom of the 6th inning from Mitchell Park. 11-1 OU baseball leads UCF.
I love it. OU baseball, I mean, the past couple years they've gotten better and better, but this year they have started off really good.
1-1 is fouled at the plate. How about this update from Houston? Well, they're in the top of the 7th inning. Texas has scored 2 runs in the top of the 7th to take an 8-6 lead.
They were tied up.
This was a 6-2 game. Houston scored 4 in the bottom of the 6th inning to tie it at 6. And now Texas has just taken the lead. 1-2, called strike 3, Peyton Monticelli. That is absolutely unfair. 1 away. For Oklahoma pitchers, that's their 5th strikeout of the game. And let's take a moment and brag about what we saw from Kirsten Deal, Nicole Mendez. Flat out dealing from Deal.
Flat out.
3 innings, a hit, 4 strikeouts, no walks, only gave up the 1 hit and 1 hit by pitch. First pitch, swing and a miss by Ranches for strike 1. You're the mid-pop. Ranches is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first. These last 2 games have been something else. Sooners have outscored Iowa State 22-2. The 0-1, bunt foul, strike 2. 36 total pitches from Deal, 22 strikes. She has pushed her ERA down to .85 on the season. It's incredible what she has done since her season opening start, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Monticelli blew it right by her. Ranches never had a chance. A big fist pump. And there's 2 away.
Okay, one thing that I love about Peyton Monticelli is her fun little energy at the end. The way whenever she gets a strikeout, she gets an out, a big-time pitch, she's pumped about it.
Yep. 2 away for Spellhog. Right-handed hitting first baseman. Swing and a miss. I mean, what are we hitting here, guys? Come on. 67 miles an hour.
And I know this is something that Monticelli's been wanting for, haven't been able to get a lot of innings, but she wants to be able to get the ball. She wants to be able to get these reps in. She's making the most of every opportunity.
Here's the 0-1. In for a strike. Okay, I know it's not right, but Gabby's radar just clocked that at 83. I know that's not right, but that still kind of shows you how hard she's throwing.
Yeah, she's throwing pretty hard. By far
Don't tell
the
Gabby
hardest
I'm
arm.
looking at her radar. Right over her shoulder. Here's the 0-2. Spun that thing low and away.
Do you think if I just press my face up to the glass, she'll know?
If you step back, you can see it on an angle. See it's on her phone.
Okay, that tells you just how. That was an off speed, clocked in at 61.
Here's the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch headed home. Lifted deep to left field. Parker turns and watches it fly out. You time one of those up, they'll go a long way. Spellhog got a hold of one. And Iowa State gets just its third run of the weekend, but it's a solo shot with 2 outs from Spellhog. And here's Minor.
And Monticelli, not a ton of innings, has a lot of speed, but as a pitcher, the more innings you get, the crisper you are on the corners, the more of a feel you get for batters. There's only so much that you could do in practice in a bullpen, right? And I think this is what Coach Gasso wants. She talked about wanting to get her pitchers innings. This is the reason why. And whenever your team scores 11, you can afford to give up a couple runs.
Here's Minor. First pitch fouled back. Oh, correction. Have our first pinch hitter of the game, and it is Paige Nakashima. I have the game cast up following what's going on in Houston right now as they go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and I look down, I was like, what? Here's the 0-1 pitch. Headed home from Peyton Monticelli. Oof, right in for a strike. 67. Do not tell Gabby I'm sneaking a peek at the radar, you guys. Don't do it.
You let her know we're going to find you.
It's a joke. It's fine. Here's the no-ball, 2-strike pitch from Monticelli. A little bit up, 1-2. Strikeouts this year brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union, Oklahoma's largest credit union. Monticelli's got 2 this inning. 6 for Sooner pitchers today between her and Deal. Here comes the 1-2. Looped shallow right field, racing out is Q. Lilio makes the catch, and that'll do it for Iowa State in the top of the 4th. 11-1 Sooner. Monticelli gets the pop out, and as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, it's 11-1 Sooners. 11 runs on 11 hits. 4 home runs. Pretty efficient in the circle, too, Nicole Mendez. Overall, solid game. All the way around from the Sooners. Offensively, defensively, pitching. Ludlam gets time. Then the over-explanation from Brad Newton. Everyone wants to make sure.
She stepped onto the mound with her hand and glove together. You just need to step in separate.
First pitch strike.
Well, I'll tell you what. I remember back in 2017, and again, that team, we went into postseason ranked 10. Like we weren't ranked super high the way Oklahoma is, but there was this one review, and normally Coach Gasso doesn't listen to the reviews.
0-1 to Ludlam in for a strike.
But a reporter wrote a review saying something along the lines of Oklahoma is not firing on all cylinders. And over the next 5 years, she would always go back to that. And I think it was such a great example, though, and it was true.
2 outside, 1-2 to Ludlam.
But today, you got to see defense look pretty good. Mm-hmm. Offense, very good. Pitching, very good. So whenever you have a team that's starting to figure out how to fire on all cylinders, you can only go faster and faster and faster and get better.
Slow roller to the right of the circle. It gets past the pitcher. No chance for Nosan to make a play at second base. He got a right past Ralston, and it's the rare infield single for the catcher. I think that's the second this week, and actually Hansen had one earlier.
Catchers with speed.
Who knew?
They knew. I do know that the team, they've been doing a little bit more speed work this year. Getting increased numbers.
First pitch to Avery Hodge is low for a ball. Yeah, whenever Dane Summer made the move from Norman to Denton, Texas, to take over at North Texas, Brian Keegan. Hodge lifts one deep to center field, but Ochoa has played perfectly, flies out to center. Sooners had a couple different strength leaders last season, but I'll tell you what, and what Joe's doing for him, new strength coach, the new strength coach this year, it's really been fun to see. And it seems as now Joe's very serious, dude. You don't mess with Joe, okay? He's not here for your jokes.
I've seen his mustache. He doesn't look like he's here for the jokes. That one misses high.
Paul one and Maya Bland. But this Sooner team really seems to be embracing what he's bringing to them. One ball and no strikes to the left-handed hitting Maya Bland. Sneaky power, too. She takes strike one. Bland is still looking for her first collegiate hit. This is her 6th plate appearance. She is 0 for 3, but has scored 10 runs. Wanted to, tried to check her swing. She couldn't.
We got to see 8 new players out on the field. We're going to see
cool.
A lot of new faces here in this lineup this inning. That's what Oklahoma's going to look like, and they're going to have tons of innings.
1-2.
Behind.
Lace down the left field line. Fair. Chalk flies into the corner. Riley Ludlam will hold it third. It's the first collegiate hit for Maya Bland, and it's a double. There you go, kid. That's awesome.
Maya Bland, everybody.
Just went up and took it the other way.
How's that? That one, a hard line drive down left field line. And how perfect was it? It literally landed and chalk flew.
You got to love it. Here's Pickering. 2 for 3 on the day for Pickering. First pitch to the Sooner left-handed hitting. I don't know if she's still the left fielder, if she's the DP, and that's up high, ball one.
The left-handed hitter who's somewhere.
She is listed as the left fielder, but she hasn't played left field in a couple innings. Ella Parker was out there last half inning. Here's the 1-0 in the dirt. Good job. Maya Bland at second. Riley Ludlam at third. 11-1 Sooners. Looking for win number 22 on the season and sweep the opening series against Iowa State. 2-0. Up high, 3-0. Pickering's season average, by the way, up to .464.
A lot of power from Pickering, but also speed. We saw her beat out that ground ball in the 5-6 hole earlier.
Here's the 3-0. Strike one.
Yeah, she's taking that one all the way.
May have thought it was ball 4. Pretty good pitch, though. 3 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Talk about a pretty good pitch. That one running up in the zone. Full count. Runners on second and third. Are we getting greedy, Chris Plank?
Maybe. Popped up on the infield. Nosan takes a few steps back into the grass to make the catch, and there's 2 away. A younger Chris Plank would have been totally fooled by that. I just want to make that very clear. I would have been like
older
the
and wiser now.
Oohs and the ahs.
Didn't quite have the sound off the bat.
Here's Q. Well, Sooners trying to avoid a 4th inning like its second, where they were held scoreless. Pitch from Ralston is a little in, ball 1. By the way, just so he's not just Joe Padula is the strength coach for the Sooners this year.
That guy Joe,
You know
whoever
Joe.
he is.
Sweet mustache. Here's the 1-ball, no strike pitch to Q. That's in for a strike. 1-1.
Love to see Q do something here, especially with runners on second and third with less than 2 outs. Just a little response. I am going to get greedy, not necessarily for the runs, but for the situation of Iowa State. They won the inning. If you want to win it, you got to score here.
1-1 pitch is up high. 2 balls and a strike. Oh, I like that.
I mean, that's how Oklahoma thinks. It's not so much over 7 innings. Yes, at the end of the day, did you win all 7 innings? But do you win it inning to inning?
Here's the 2-1. Q hammers one deep to right field. Oh, Quincy Lilio leaves the yard with a 3-run bomb. Let's go, Q. It's 14-1 Sooners. All smiles from Lilio as she's mobbed at home plate by her teammates.
They won the inning, by the way, in case you were wondering. They won that inning 3-1 and counting still. Q, man.
What a shot. What a shot from Quincy Lilio.
Got to see something from Maya Bland. Got to see something from Lilio. Avery Hodge, she got out, but that was a nice hit to the outfield.
Second career home run for Lilio. First of 2024. And here's the hottest hitting Sooner, Sydney Sanders, who is already homered today. Here's the first pitch to Sid. Skips in for ball 1. Have I brought up that I watched the Sooners in a cage too often yet this broadcast?
Chris Blank, you might need to be going back there quite often.
I mention it because as the 1-0 pitch is a little bit up, 2-0, I go back to JT. And he spent a lot of time with Q. A lot. And I love Q. I think she's got a chance to be special. And you see the difference a little bit of time and confidence can make. She crushed that ball out of here. 2-0. A little bit up. 3-0. I mean, it wasn't much. I think it involved a water bottle being used to make sure she was stepping where she needed to step.
I mean, sometimes that's all it is. Whenever you're at that point in the game, you don't need to do a lot. It's just little things.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. Headed home to Sanders. In for a strike. I just want to make this clear as I get excited about our first post-game show live from the field. Everything worked in the pregame. So I'm just telling you now whenever everything doesn't work in the postgame. Ball 4.
To that point of JT just being able to give those slight little adjustment here, adjustment there. This is since over the last 8 seasons, or the last 8 years, his lineups have produced nearly 7.8 runs per game. That's almost 8 runs a game in 8 years straight.
Unbelievable. It's a 3-run bottom of the 4th. And so Oklahoma is firmly in control now. Here's Alina Torres. After the walk to Sanders, Torres tried to check her swing and couldn't. Strike 1. And whatever happened after that pitch, Marin immediately jogged out to talk to her pitcher.
I think maybe a little bit of a miscue, cross step right there. I mean, it worked out in their favor, but it looks like Marin wasn't expecting that pitch.
Knowles, by the way, came in to catch this inning, so that was one adjustment I failed to make.
Excuse me, Knowles.
My bad, y'all. Looks like that's the only change for Iowa State. Their outfield has pretty much stayed the same, and it has stayed the same all weekend. The 0-1, popped foul and well out of play. And Torres falls behind, no balls and 2 strikes.
Man, what a game from Oklahoma. All cylinders.
Popped up, fouled on the right field line. Sooners will play 2. Are you back with me on Tuesday?
I'm back with you for 2 on Tuesday. Chris Plank, are you trying to get rid of me?
No. I just want to make sure I have a better mess
on
Tuesday than what we have here now. We're getting there. The 0-2. Low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We go network for the radio broadcast starting April 1, which means, A, I don't get to talk to Auburn Fippen as much as I used to, but B, will be available all across the world on affiliates everywhere. The 1-2 is bounced slowly to third off a hop. Nice play by Minor. Throws across, gets Torres. The damage is done. Oklahoma's 3 outs away from a run rule win as they add 3. In Austin, Texas has beaten Houston 8-6. So Texas, after losing 12-10 in the opener, win the next 2 games. And then the top of the 7th in Waco, Oklahoma State has scored a run to tie it in the top of the 7th. It is 2-2, Oklahoma State and Baylor in a rubber game there.
That series is everything I thought it was going to be. It's been a nail-biter both games.
Here it's 14-1. Sooners lead it. And the first pitch in the top of the 5th is low and in, ball 1 from Peyton Monticelli. Knowles will hit here. 14 runs on 14 hits. I say 11 because that's fouled straight back. Because that's the current score down at Mitchell Park, 11-2.
Oklahoma across the board dominating.
Rolling UCF right now in the bottom of the 7th.
When does women's basketball play next?
Today. Thank you for the reminder.
Ooh.
1 swing and a miss, strike 2.
Nice pitch, Peyton Monticelli. That one upstairs.
One ball, 2 strikes. Monticelli brings it home. The pitch. Ripped foul. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. It is Monday for the next women's game. I apologize. 1:30 against Iowa State. I got ahead of myself.
Iowa State, everywhere you turn.
Everywhere you turn, it's the Cyclones.
I think I saw Alex Sirocco tweet out the annual ketchup and mustard matchup. And, I've never thought about it before. But, both the uniforms, a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of mustard.
The 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. There you go, Monticelli. 1 away. 3rd strikeout for Monticelli. 7th strikeout by Sooner pitchers. And Patty Gasso's going to go to the pin here. Now, remember, she talked about this, Nicole, in the pregame. She wanted to throw a lot of pitchers. She wanted to have a lot of fielders. And it will be S.J. Gearin that gets the call. This is awesome. This means that everybody has pitched. Redshirt her this year. Off a redshirt season, S.J. Gearin has been fun to watch. A little different approach. Oklahoma State, by the way, is just taking the lead over Baylor in the top of the 7th, 3-2.
A little bit of chaos. Oklahoma State and Texas taking the lead in that 7th inning. We see that worked out well for Texas. They win the series.
First pitch misses, ball 1. The numbers for Gearin, she is credited with 2 wins, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Hasn't allowed a hit. In her 6 innings pitched, she quickly falls behind Isabel Nosan, the second baseman. 2 balls and no strikes. The scoreboard has magically come back to life. 2 balls and no strikes. Not that it was ever dead, but the batter that's coming up. Gearin spin that one in, but just missed. I feel terrible because I talk about this a lot. I went to college with her parents, and I always called him Robbie Guerin. It's Gearin. I don't know if there's much of a difference, and it's more accent, but take it for what it's worth. 3 O's in for a strike. Mom was a University of Tulsa softball standout, and if I'm not mistaken, was part of Jamie Pinkerton's staff at TU for a couple of years. Here's the 3-1. Misses outside, ball 4. Coach picking the spots for Guerin, too, and it's not again, anything overly complicated. It's just get that confidence built, continue to grow. Maybe also not too much on or out there, so it can still be a little bit of a surprise when 85 comes rolling into the game.
And she's been in some big moments herself.
Oh, absolutely.
She's come through clutch.
Well, she is just missing with that screwball on the outer edge, ball 1.
Yeah, just that front side whenever she's landing. A little soft. I think if she finishes that pitch a little bit more aggressive, you'll see those pitches come back over the plate.
Here's the 1-0. Low, ball 2. You mentioned some tough spot. Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say, I think here, and we see Avery Hodge call time, talk to her pitcher, Ludlam. She's going out there. I think that's what you got to do. You throw 3 balls in a row, 1 strike, and then you pepper in 2 more balls. That's a mental thing. That's not a pitching thing. So you want to go out, talk to that pitcher, reset her, and then go back out. And just a reminder, hey, you have a 14-1 lead.
Right. Exactly. See how she settles down as all the meetings are over. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch. There it is. Oh, a little pinched on that one. 3-0. Crowd can't believe it. Last saw Guerin last Friday against Miami of Ohio in an inning. Walked 1, struck out 1. The 3-0, that's in for a strike, 3-1. And you mentioned another tough spot. She came in against Mississippi State when the Sooners needed to shut down the Bulldogs, and in an inning and 2/3 struck out 1 and walked 1. Grounder softly towards short. Hodge charges, only plays to first, and boy, she makes it look smooth as there's one away. And Paige Zinder, the pinch hitter for Wardlow, is retired. Here's Alexis Ochoa's spot, and she'll hit.
Makes it look smooth indeed. Hodge, heels were on the grass. She fielded that right by the pitcher's circle. That's at least a good 8 steps. And she still got the runner out with 2 steps to go.
She's solid. Ochoa, 14-1 Sooners. We're in the 5th. 5th inning's brought to you by the Howsmith Restaurant Group as Guerin misses inside, ball 1. She's just slightly off, just a skosh off.
Literally maybe half an inch. And that's typically her strike pitch, is that back door, that outside pitch to righties, inside to lefties.
Here's the 1-0. In for a strike. 1-1. Ochoa on the day is 1 for 1 and has reached base both times. Hit by a pitch in the first, singled in the 3rd. The 1-1. That dropped low, 2 balls and a strike. Again, a new look infield for the 2nd straight inning. Well, the new look infield stays in for the 2nd straight inning. Sanders at first, Q at 2nd, Hodge at short, and Torres at 3rd. That battery of Guerin and Riley Ludlam watches this one foul straight back off the netting for strike 2. Ella Parker back in left field. Hannah Core in center. Maya Bland in right. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Guerin looking to seal the deal. The pitch. Hard hit foul down the first baseline. Guerin trying to end the game against the most frustrating hitter for Iowa State this entire weekend.
This game, she has found a way to get on.
Two balls,
stop it.
2 strikes. The pitch. Ground ball towards the 5-6 hole, knocked down by Hodge. She won't have a play. Everybody's safe. Show the ground she can cover, though, Mindy.
Yeah. Deep in the 5-6. Got a glove on it for a moment. She bobbled it, but for a moment I thought she was going to get the out at third with the runner that was running from second to third. I thought she was going to toss it over there, but just a little bit of a bobble.
Slightly, ever so slightly.
I mean, again, a tough play diving backwards into the outfield.
First pitch to Allen is low and in ball one. Sooners pretty safe. I mean, even if Allen hits one towards Marita Hines here, you still have a 10-run lead, but just even thinking about run rule territory. But you're also wanting good confidence here for S.J. Guerin, who's been dicey with the zone. The 1-0, boy, she is not missing by much. 2 balls and no strikes. I mean, not missing by much at all.
Yeah, and it's tough because as a pitcher, whenever you come in, the way that you set up your zone for the umpire, it kind of dictates the next little bit. And
right.
She struggled a little bit. I think if she had pounded the zone, that one pounds the zone, gets a call on that curveball outside for 2-1. But if you pound the zone early, the umpires are going to give you some of those calls that I think she's just missing.
2 balls and a strike. Guerin brings it home. Hard hit ball, foul down the first base line. And we'll go with 2 here. Allen on the day. Grounded out to first, popped out to short. Opening weekend in Big 12 play for the Sooners. Looking to finish off the sweep with 2 run rule wins. 14-1, top of the 5th inning. Here's the 2-2. Cold strike 3. There you go, S.J. Guerin. Ball game. Win column Sooners. Game over. And a sweep of the opening weekend of Big 12 play. Put it on the board for the Sooners. Win number 22 on the season. As Oklahoma wins it in run rule fashion by a final score of 14-1.